People from the outside say, we're going to pressure you now, we're going to punish you now. How should the leadership of such powerful, large countries, which have gone through very difficult times and very challenging periods in their history related to colonialism, related to repeated attempts over a long historical period to infringe on their sovereignty, respond? How are they supposed to react? But if any of them shows weakness, that's it. Their political career is over.
Could you please tell us, Europe is now preparing its 19th package of sanctions, and they are actually threatening not us, but our partners. How do we view this? You've spoken with a huge number of SCO members and partners who could be seriously affected by this, particularly India and China. What do they think about this? How can we respond to this? And in your opinion, who will suffer the most as a result?
Strangely enough, we hardly ever discuss this topic. Why is that? Because, to be honest, it doesn't really concern us that much. The events in Ukraine are just a pretext for addressing economic issues with a number of countries whose economic ties are inconvenient for someone. Well, for example, yes, there is a trade imbalance between the United States and China. But there is no imbalance in the economic relations between Brazil and the United States. That's the first point. Second, the deadline was set for the 8th, August 8th, but additional tariffs against Brazil were imposed by the 6th. What does Ukraine have to do with this? Even though references were made to Ukraine, what for? For nothing at all. The problems are elsewhere. The real problems are in the internal political situation, including those related to the relationship between the current authorities and the former president. What does Ukraine have to do with this? Nothing at all. That's the first point. Second, yes, it is true that there are some significant issues and notable imbalances in global trade, but in our considered view, they should still be resolved through careful and extensive negotiations. We have just recently held very lengthy, comprehensive, and detailed consultations with some of our key international partners. And with some of them, we also, unfortunately, have a significant double imbalance that is not at all in our favor. But in this particular situation, what exactly are we truly aiming for? We aim to reach a comprehensive agreement with our partners on precisely what they could effectively supply to us, what we could in turn provide to them, and through this collaborative joint effort, diligently find a viable solution to these pressing problems. And actually, in our case, with one of our partners, their deliveries to our market are 3 times greater than what we supply to their market. 3 times as much. So we are patiently searching for solutions. First, second, still, countries like the vast and populous nation